Hello, it's Jane here. I'm up at the plot for a very last minute June tour, because what the eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed over the last few weeks is there have been no videos at all, and that is because I've had the virus. I've had it, I've come through, I've lived to tell the tale. But of course what that's meant is I haven't been able to get up to the plot at all. I've been under isolation, etc, etc. So the last time I was actually here was, by the time you see this, it will be exactly 2 weeks ago. So you can imagine at this time of year, with the heat and with everything taken off, I'm a little bit concerned about what I might find behind me. Excuse me, I have literally not gone any further than here. I've been to the shed to get the tripod, set the tripod up. Even going in the shed, there were changes, because the robin that was nesting in there about a month ago has decided to have another brood. So just as I've gone and cleaned up all the, let's call it, evidence that we'd had robins in the shed, there's now another 2 little chicks flying around. So clearly I don't want to go in there. So literally I'm just through the door. Sorry robins, just getting the tripod. And this is as far as I've got. I can't get my words out, I'm not used to speaking. There's a change. So yes, come with me. Like I say, I have got no idea what's going on behind me. I'm expecting a cross between things looking like a jungle to things being completely dead. We have had plot neighbours come up and water the greenhouses for us. I'm not sure about the polytunnel, I think that's okay. But yeah, let's just go and have a little look and see what we'll find. Oh my goodness. Okay, so these are tomatoes that fortunately I'd potted up to carry on growing in the greenhouse. What I'd hoped to do was to get this staging out, turn it upside down, or just leave it somewhere else on the plot and move those to the side so I'd actually have room to get in and out. But as you can see, they are now taking up the whole path. So yeah, something's going to have to be done about them. But I tell you what, they're looking healthy, and I think, I don't know if you can see it, there's actually a tomato down there somewhere. So yeah, that's not too bad actually, and bless them, that's because we've had neighbours coming in and watering. And then if we look up here, we've got the chilli plants, which again, I was going to pot up into bigger pots. I might just leave them in these pots now. They've got some nice red, tiny chilies on there. Now look, that's clearly they're not getting enough water. They need to be bigger than that and much better watered. So yeah, I'll stand them in a pot of water. There are some more spare tomato plants at the back there that have yet to have anything done with them at all, so who knows what will happen to them, but we'll find a space for them somewhere. But really, you know, it's not too bad. Whereas greenhouse number 2, the grapevine seems to be escaping. So this was all cut back, you know, 2 weeks ago. And yet, look, this is what happens. It's so blooming vigorous. Let's walk you through it. Walk you through the vine. Oh my goodness. Peppers down here are looking good. Okay, they're looking fine actually. A little bit of munching on one of them, but look, we've got a flower. We've got a pepper flower. I've never had much luck with peppers. So if, you know, if I get any at all this year, I'm going to be really pleased. But yeah, I think they're looking quite healthy. And oh my goodness me, here's a nice surprise. Hello, Mrs. Cucumber. Hey, the joy of harvesting is back. Look at that. I think I put a picture of this one as a baby one on the Facebook group page a while ago. It's a Pissandra, which I haven't grown before, and it's not going to come off, is it? But there we are. It's only meant to get to about that size. It's more of a snacking cucumber, apparently, which is perfect for us because once I use them, I tend to use them all up in one go. So that is absolutely perfect. I'll put that there. Another one down there. That's good. I'm actually going along on my knees here. It's nuts, isn't it? This is where we've just left all the coriander and parsley. We've just left all that to self-seed, but obviously that's going to seed at the moment. And on this side we've got the kale that's just kept going over the winter, starting to go to seed now, as you can see at the top. And I think that's okay, but I know at the end here, right, oh, look at those, look at the grapes. Look at, my goodness, actually, oh, I hope you can see those okay. Let's see if I can get a bit clearer. Trying to stand up at the same time. Can you see all those grapes? Wow. There's a treat. There's an absolute treat. Of course, the light's on the wrong side of them, but you get the general idea. Okay, but the thing I am excited about is to come down here and see the little loofahs. Hey, I just put those in before I went away. So really looking forward to seeing how they grow. Look, they've got tendrils on now, so I could do with putting a stick from here with some string or something up to here to help it grow. Let's have a look at the one on the other side. Sorry if you're a bit seasick. Yeah, they're coming on. That actually, there were two here. This one, oh no, which one was it? Let's get it right, Jane. This one was broken, but I put it in anyway and it's come beautiful. Look at that. So I've got two. So yeah, overall, sort of the jungle that I expected, but in a good way. Right, let's see the rest of the plot. Okay, here's the table of things to be dealt with. This was, you know what, this was going to be my next job when I was last up, and clearly, you know, it's all actually taking care of itself. It's not too bad. So if I look here, let's go and have a little looky in here. Like I say, it's all new to me. Look at these beautiful nasturtiums. I said it right, I didn't say nasturtiums, I said nasturtiums. I mean, they should all be in, I know, but look at those. You know, considering they're in that tiny seed tray. And these. Now, these clearly aren't the nice ones, according to that label. That's flat leaf parsley, but there we go, that's our labelling for you. But yeah, loads of nasturtiums. These, my poor dahlias, still haven't got in. And in fact, let's have a little look. If I... well, the roots aren't too bad actually, but let's just see. Oh, you know what? They're not bad at all. I was worried about them being completely root bound. They look ready to go in now. So that is going to be one of my first jobs. Can't get it back in there now. They've all been sitting in these gravel trays, which are full of, kept themselves full of water. So yeah, they're okay. And then, if I show you, down under the table here, surrounded by weeds now, are the tomatoes that I potted up for my daughter. So luckily, yeah, it looks like they're going to be okay. She's going to be up at the weekend, so she can take them back then. But you know what, considering they've been completely neglected for 2 weeks or more, if I'm honest, they're doing okay, so good. Oh, and look in the background, look, the sweet peas are up. Look at those colours. The fruit cage, oh my goodness. Okay, it's not as bad as it looks. As with the rest of the weeds, I'm saying that most of these are annual. She says, finding one of these horrible things here, they'll clear up fairly quickly. But yeah, I've got this curl on the currants. This actually started a couple of weeks ago, and of course I've done nothing about it at all. When I've looked it up, let's look on the back there, it said it shouldn't affect the crop. It might weaken the plant slightly, but it shouldn't affect the crop. But actually, yeah, there's not much of a crop to look at there, unless Mr. Blackbird's been kept very happy. Same with that one, look, it looks very sad for itself. Big weed, or is that a big weed, or is that an actual, that could be a radish. Hey, look at that. That looks delicious, doesn't it? Okay, gooseberries, I can see some. Yeah, there's a few here, look. So that's not too bad, but clearly, oh, there's quite a few there. But clearly we haven't got the net on. And so probably whatever's ripened, the blackbirds have been in straight away and helped themselves. But you know what? We've all got to eat, haven't we? The monthly shot of the sickly blueberries. Still not doing much, are they? better than they were, but not as good as they could be. So yeah, it's pots for them next year. First flowers on the well, I'm saying the first flowers, I think they're the first flowers on the courgettes here. A couple of little fruit there, little ones set. Again, needs a weed. Not going to worry about it. Oh, look, that's just snapped. Not going to worry about it too much, but if you look here, excuse my shadow, this is where the 3 other courgette plants were that have got completely munched. So we're using this bit here now. Sorry, let's move away a bit. We're using this bit here now to trial out the stuff from the bokashi bin. So under there's already had 1 bin load, and in another week I'm going to dig down and see how it's decomposed, and then we're going to add a bit more. So even though it looks like a fairly useless plot of soil, it's okay. What is absolutely beautiful here actually is the golden marjoram. I mean, I put that in last year as little cuttings, and it's formed a gorgeous hedge there now, as has the thyme, if you can bear with me, behind me. So yeah, that's what I wanted really, a little walkway coming up. And then if we go very, very slowly over onto this side, I wasn't going to do outdoor tomatoes this year, and then I realised how many tomatoes I had. So yeah, I put a few in, and then put a few more in. I might yet put those other ones that are looking very sorry for themselves in the greenhouse in. But if we have a little look, I'm sure, yeah, I'm going to have my work cut out, going round, taking out side shoots. Thing is, it's addictive once you start. Yeah, I'm not going to start, because once I start, that's it. So yeah, they've been neglected, but they're okay. The garlic is desperate to come up now, so if it doesn't rain again, that might come up tomorrow, because we had quite a downpour yesterday, so it needs to dry out a little bit. But yeah, these are just full of some nice volunteer potatoes in between. So we might clear the whole bed. I told you my voice, I'm so sorry. We need subtitles, don't we? We need to clear the whole bed, so we should go home with a nice harvest of some new potatoes and garlic. And look, the calendula have come to play. Fantastic again. Just starting. Hopefully this will soon be lining the path. And this is why sometimes it's good not to weed too thoroughly, because I weeded the things I recognised from around this apple tree, but I was unsure about these little ferny things. I had a feeling there might be scabious, because there was scabious planted there last year, and look, they are. So I'm really, really pleased, because I haven't had much luck with my scabious seeds this year. I've got maybe 1 or 2, but yeah, I'm going to have scabious anyway, so I'll be able to save the seeds from them. Apples also looking okay on that tree. This is where we moved our strawberries to this year, and I just had time to put the netting over before I was unable to come up, so there should be some nice strawberries in there. Ooh, not as many as I would have thought. Let's have a look on the other side. Oh, walking past the lavender. You know, that was one of the weird things. Let's see if I can smell the lavender, because it's one of my favourite smells. That's funny, it's such a vague scent, and yet I know the smell of that lavender would knock your socks off, because yeah, sense of smell is one of the weirdest symptoms of this virus, because it affects your taste as well. It's just starting to come back. I can tell what a cup of coffee is now. But yeah, if we look under this one, we have got strawberries in there. We have. Hiding under those protective little leaves there. So yeah, might be able to take a few home for tea. Looking at the bean bed though, wow, I am absolutely thrilled. Now, this side here is where we dug a trench and put loads of material in to hold water, because beans obviously like really moisture retentive soil. And this side here was our no dig attempt. Now I must be honest, I was a bit worried about the no dig side, because yeah, I was thinking you'd have to water it more. We'd had a period of dry weather when we couldn't get up here, but it seems like it's gone okay. And then these beans in the middle, we've got the lettuce coming up nicely there, look. These beans in the middle were direct sown, and I can't even remember what they are now. There might be the Cos Violette. The ones behind, oh, I've just seen some lovely strawberries now. They're the Dwarf Safari bean. And the ones at the end there, oh, I'll tell you what sort of beans they are. They're peas. Okay, let's have a little looky. Yeah, they're coming. They're coming okay. They don't seem to have been bothered by anything in particular, considering, I mean, you know the trees that we've got around here that are full of rooks and pigeons. They seem to have left those well alone. So yeah, the beans, after our bean washout last year, we're just going to have to make sure that we keep an eye on the watering so the beans set, because this happened last year. We had so many flowers and very few set, so we want to make sure that these all develop into beautiful, beautiful beans this year. Oh, really thrilled with this bit actually. Onions aren't brilliant, but they're doing okay. But if you remember, I companion planted some carrots between the onions to mask, they each mask each other's smells to ward off pests. Not much luck with the carrots. So again, that could be down to how dry it was. I'm saying was because we've had rain over the last few days. More onions, more onions. Beetroot, again, a bit sporadic. This is Choggia, which is one of those beautiful ones with concentric circles inside, like the pink and white concentric circles. So yeah, but that's fine because we're going to keep succession sowing them. Chard seems okay, but you can see the rocket there. I mean, it is always one that goes to seed quite quickly, but we'll leave those flowers there for a bit because the bees are enjoying them. But yeah, they'll soon be up and we'll replace them with something else. This patch over here looks a bit sorry for itself, but it is producing. We've got Mange 2 here with the wire over to stop the birds. We've got kohlrabi, we've got a lovely row of kohlrabi actually. And then we've got a whole load of parsnips that have been direct sown, and yeah, we've got some coming up, you know. We've done the old cover them with a plank until they appear above the soil trick, and that seems to have worked, but obviously there is time to plant more parsnips there, comfrey there that shouldn't be there, and then the sweet corn. Again, I think this was just about the last one that I put in, so I know they are not in a row, in a block. They are in 2 rows, but that's the way they worked out. But if I have a little look at this one here, I'm just closing up on this one. What's going on with this? That's weird, isn't it? That's like that's really weird. That's more like the leaf off the banana. They need to unfurl. They all need to unfurl, but why aren't they looking like the others? Are they just not open properly yet? I don't know, because the other ones, that one looks okay. What's wrong with my sweet corn? Anyway, they're still standing, which is good. And if you can see, we've put a few bought butternut squash in between, which is looking decidedly yellow, so I think that needs a bit of a feed. And yeah, that's because our sown butternut squash, I think we got 1 plant and then we lost it. So we've got a couple of them planted in between, so that should go around there. And then, yes, I'm avoiding going in the polytunnel. The sunflowers. Oh dear, this is the bit I've been dreading, stroke avoiding, stroke fascinated by what I might find it. Because I've just glanced over my shoulder. It doesn't look too bad actually, so come on, let's go in and have a little look. Okay, I thought the outdoor tomatoes needed side shooting. Can you guess what I'm going to be doing for the next month? Oh my goodness me, you can't even tell one plant from the other one. Okay, so yeah, well, tomatoes seem to be doing well. They don't seem to be dead, apart from that one. What's wrong with this? No, it's just sheer weight of, well, is that, yeah, that is a side shoot. What do you think of that, Jim? What do you think of that, Paul? Would you be putting that in water to root? So basically the weight of that side shoot has pulled the whole, and this one, it's pulled the whole plant down. So they are going to come off, but I'm going to be really careful. I'm not just going to pull them off with my fingers. I'm going to get some snips or something because I want them to have a clean cut. But yeah, I think really, it's the same throughout. It smells nice though. It smells very tomatoey, as you can imagine. The little marigolds don't look too bad, but yeah, the strawberry baskets have dried out, which is fair enough. It's been really, really warm. And to be honest, these, we've had most of the fruit off these anyway. So it's time now for these to come down, excuse me, and we might replace them with something else. But what I'm really excited about seeing are the melons. Let's have a look, which one first? This one. Right, okay. I think my last video was actually about putting the melons in these self-watering things. I thought it might be a little bit bigger than that, but you can see it hasn't actually reached that yet, and it's got a tendril on. So again, like I said about the loofah in the greenhouse, I might put a stick in so it can cling to something, so it can actually start to find the strings. I'm going to swing you around and we'll look at the other one. Oh, and a big sniff on the way as well. That's tomatoes for you, isn't it? Okay, yeah, same with the other one. You know what, I'm just glad they're alive. I've got to be honest with you, because they took such a long time to come. And I know some people have had them, they just haven't made it. So yeah, that's actually on the string. So that's going to be okay. So they're the sugar baby. I've walked right past them, Minnesota midgets. Hold on, let's go down the other end, because I haven't even got the frame, which is supposed to be there. Like the other side, I haven't even done the frame yet, but we did put the Minnesota midgets in, and look, they're coming as well. Yeah, okay, but clearly they need something to climb up. Am I ever going to get round to doing the arch? Yeah, I've got to, haven't I really? So yeah, melons are okay. Tomatoes, oh, there's the other ones, look. Tomatoes need some attention. Look, you see, I haven't been here to wrap them around the strings either. So they all need supporting. Be careful with that. Careful, tomato, I'll be back. Yeah, so not too bad actually. And really, the main thing is not dead. And I've just popped over to the other half here to see the potatoes. Yeah, again, we've got weeds. We've got to get rid of the weeds. But the potatoes are looking really healthy. I cannot remember what the names are. I know we've got Charlotte in here at this end, and I know we've got Sarpamira at that end. But it is on the plan somewhere. But yeah, they're doing okay. But while we're here, I must be honest, Mike this year has been the brassica man. And we have got these beautiful cabbages, red cabbage here, absolutely gorgeous, growing really, really well under the scaffold netting. So yeah, you know, if you do have trouble with getting caterpillars on and butterflies, it is worth getting, because look how clean that looks. You know, you do have to keep looking in the net because they tend to get themselves stuck in there, but looking really healthy. Right, let's have a little look at his slug stroke squash experiment. Right, here's Mike's squash trial. If we have a little look, this was just compost around the edge, coffee grounds, don't know what was around that one, wood ash, foil, and actually if you look, what's good here is there are no gaps at all, which says that those slugs have been kept at bay, or rather they've probably gone next door and eaten all the things in the next strip. But yeah, they're taken off now, so not quite sure what this is again. But look, it's gone for a little run, as has that one. So yeah, I would say these squash things have been well worth doing. Especially this one. This was my favourite. Now, we haven't had much rain because people were saying, well, surely once the rain comes it's going to wash the defences away, but not with the foil and not seemingly with the other stuff, because they're pretty healthy specimens. Okay, that's another good. Oh, I hope you can see me. You know what, it's just nice to sit down again and having seen it, because I've got to be honest, the first sort of half of, I'm not going to go on about having the virus at all, but the first sort of few days of it, at least, you're not thinking of anything at all, but you know you're starting to feel better when you're starting to think, oh no, we're not getting any of the strawberries, and you know the side shoots are going to go mad, and what about my melons? You know, so Mike said to me, he said, yeah, you can tell you're getting better, but I'm just going to move that back a bit. I've got to be careful with these chairs, because I got stranded about a month ago just over where I'm pointing, so you can't see, but under the big apple tree. I was the only one on the allotment, and I picked up one of these folding chairs, which is quite stiff, and literally it closed on my fingers. And so I just looked round. I was bent double. I was trying to open it with my foot, but I was aware that I might just make the situation worse. And then I spotted a plot neighbour just at her gate. So I screamed for help. She assumed I just wanted a hand moving some chairs. But as I screamed for help, I managed to dislodge one of my hands, which meant that it closed even further on that one. And you know, when you're just there thinking, this is it, I'm left-handed anyway, I'll be all right without my right hand. And it was just one of those weird things. So I've learned a bit of a lesson. So yeah, be very, very careful when you're picking up folding furniture. But yeah, so there's one of these bees here is just hovering and looking at me. It's like a little drone. Beautiful. Yeah, not disappointed at all. Not upset at all. I realised when I was last up, I don't know if I actually said it, I certainly said it to friends, I said for the first time since we've had this allotment, I actually felt we were on top of things, because we've got all the structure in place now, the building structure. You know, Mike's got his part next door now that he likes to do as well, and he's got that set up. So really it was just working the land, if you like, you know, getting the plants in and whatnot. And then of course you just don't know, do you? Just don't know what's going to come and knock you for six. So yeah, everything's still alive, which is a good, and I'm just taking it at that. We've got a bit of work to do. We've got a bit of tidying up to do, that's all. I mean, it's no different than if we're still looking at me. It's no different than if we'd gone away for a couple of weeks. So yeah, not too bad at all. I'm so glad though that I've been actually able to get up and show you around. I did want to get a June tour in. At one point I could see it was just not going to happen. I thought it was just going to have to be, you know, oh, look what's happened to the last 2 months in July. But no, so I'm glad I've been able to show you around. And now I've got to say I'm quite warm. It's quite peaceful. I just feel like going back to sleep. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you're all okay. I know those of you in the States, specifically on the west side, the northwest coast and Canada, are having a ridiculous heat wave at the moment. So I hope you're all sort of taking care of yourselves and looking after yourselves and then your plants. But for the rest of you, yeah, get out, enjoy your gardens, look after yourselves, look after your health, and hopefully next time you see me we'll be back up and running, and my dahlias might even be in.